Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Jason's Morning Mojo. So today, what I want to talk to you about is changing your name. Now, we all have a name, right? That's how we recognize each other. It's how we know each other. It's what our parents called us. But what I'm talking about today is not that. I'm talking about the name that you answer to. Sometimes, as we've talked before, we call ourselves different things, right? And it's out of grief, anger, just being desperate or destitute. Sometimes we say, "You idiot," "You dummy, what are you doing?" I'm guilty of that myself. I've done it many times, and my wife has to remind me constantly to stop saying that because it's very deteriorating, and it's right. She's right about that. Again, we are our hardest critics, and sometimes we're very aggressive towards that. I'm guilty of the same thing. But what's interesting is sometimes we start to label ourselves with things like I'm poor, I'm unknowledgeable, I don't have what I need to move forward, therefore I'm lacking. I'm lesser than thou, if you will. Well, we don't want to be able to make that a name of ours. See, the problem is sometimes we get judged, don't we? At home, at work, and in strange environments. People are going to point and they're going to make instant decisions on them. But the thing you need to realize is you are not who people say you are. You are who you say you are. You keep that in your mind because you know who you are, right? The other thing that we need to realize is we're not what people call us. We are what we understand we are in our own mind, and we are what we answer to. So I remember growing up, a friend of mine, his mom and dad used to say this thing all the time, and they'd laugh about it. But at the same time, I thought, wow, how awful. That must be terrible, because the man's wife used to call him dummy all the time. And he would admit that he just did crazy things. And he said, geez, it's constant with me. I'm always doing something that I regret almost instantly. So she'd be like, hey, dummy, stop doing that. And dummy this, dummy that. And I heard it all the time when I was at their home. And looking back, you're like, wow, that must have been very deteriorating for him. It must be very challenging, even though he's come to an acceptance that says, hey, I make mistakes, but don't label yourself that. People will remember that. And then it becomes a habit, it sticks, and then it becomes a reality to you. That's the dangerous part. So what I'm going to encourage all of you to do today is to remember who you are. Keep that in your mind, keep it in your heart. You know who you are. Others might not necessarily know who you are, but let them see that through your actions. You see, you are not what people say you are. You are what you know you are, and you are what you answer to. That's your name. So thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.